Two people can stand in the exact same room, under the same sun, and live in entirely different worlds. One sees danger everywhere and feels anxiety tighten their chest. The other sees possibility and feels a deep, radiating peace. The room itself is the same. This unchanging field of reality is the canvas, but the experience of it differs because of the lens, the specific set of beliefs through which the individual views the world. Belief isn't just a thought, it is a living filter. Like tinted glass, it colors everything you see so fully that eventually you forget the glass is even there. We rarely encounter the canvas directly. Instead, we are trapped within the boundaries of our inherited ideas about it, experiencing our perceptions rather than the source itself. This starts with a starter set. Long before you could speak, your family handed you your first lens, defining what was safe, what was forbidden, and how to survive. This starter set expands into a cultural menu. Religion, politics, and social expectations present a false choice, like choosing between two colors while the spectrum is hidden. When these vessels harden, they become egregores, systems demanding loyalty to preserve their structure. This is the ultimate trap. When the system fails to provide peace, it blames the seeker. It tells you that you aren't faithful enough or disciplined enough, projecting its own distortions onto you to protect its authority. What began as a way to find meaning becomes a cage, keeping the individual in a closed loop of inadequacy and compliance. Eventually, the dissonance becomes too loud to ignore. You realize the menu doesn't satisfy you, and that you've traded your own authenticity for a lead role in a cage. Stepping away leads to spiritual homelessness. It's the terrifying state of standing outside the cultural menu, where the old rules no longer apply, but no new ones have taken their place. This transition often comes with a heavy social cost. To those still inside the vessel, your search for freedom looks like betrayal, often resulting in judgment or the loss of belonging. But this disorientation isn't a failure. It's the necessary destruction of a false home, clearing the space required to discover your own sovereignty. Without a menu or a gatekeeper to tell you what to believe, how do you know what is actually worth holding on to? You use the fruit test. You stop looking at the form of the belief, how impressive the building or ancient the text, and look at its long-term output. Does it increase freedom and connection, or enforce division? Does it generate lasting peace or thrive on fear? You have to watch for the long harvest. Fear-based systems are experts at mimicking truth. They can produce short-term ecstasies or feelings of certainty that eventually sour into anxiety. The validity of a lens is found in its resonance. If a belief leaves you more patient, more compassionate, and more steady over a lifetime, it is aligning you with the canvas. The goal isn't to find the one perfect belief to live in forever. Belief is a bridge, meant to carry you from one moment of growth to the next. We must hold our beliefs lightly, like garments. When they no longer fit our growth, when they become restrictive or heavy, we must have the courage to thank them and lay them down. The gatekeepers would have you believe the flame is theirs to guard, but it has always been right within you. You don't need an institution to mediate your connection to the source. Once you stop mistaking the lens for the light, you graduate from a passive consumer of inherited stories to a conscious co-creator of your reality. This diagram represents the ripple. Our beliefs aren't private. They project an atmosphere those closest instinctively feel. Unexamined fear leaks anxiety into your family. But aligning with peace provides a stabilizing frequency that calms the entire collective. Take a moment to audit the lenses you are currently wearing. Where exactly did they come from? And more importantly, what kind of fruit are they producing in your life right now? Dismantling inherited belief is hard work, but it isn't selfish. Your courage to step out of the cage becomes the very frequency that gives others permission to do the same.